Alright, so let's wrap up the regular season with simulating the rest of the games, and we'll take a look at the ending standings once that's finished. Division champs, New England Patriots, AFC East. Congratulations. Division champ, Philadelphia Eagles, NFC East. Congratulations. So let's roll out the standings. New England and Buffalo had a pretty good year. Pittsburgh dominated the AFC North. Cleveland is a disappointment, and so was Cincinnati. AFC South was pretty even. The AFC West, except for Oakland, was a pretty good division, even division. The NFC East was also pretty even, except for Washington. NFC North was our division, which is nice and tight. NFC South was also a tight division. And the NFC West, except for the Cardinals, everybody was doing pretty good. So here's our playoff brackets. There's the AFC, and here is the NFC. So we get a bye week for the first week. So we will be off for the first week. So now that the season's over, let's take a look at the leaders for the regular season. Take a look at passing. Aaron Rodgers set the standard for number 1. Stafford, number 3 as far as quarterback rating, which is pretty good. 173.6. 23 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Good for Stafford. Let's look at receiving. Some Wallace, Nix, some guys I never heard of. None of our guys made it into the receptions category. As far as number of receptions, but yards. Nope. How about touchdowns? Nope. Nobody. Oh well. NFL leading rushers. Foster, 2,266 yards. I think that's a new NFL record. Adrian Peterson knocking on the door of 2,000. Forte, 1884. Very, very fast running backs. Jackson Johnson and Marshawn Lynch. McFadden, Gore, Rice, McCoy, Murray. Maurice Jones-Drew, Matthews, Bills, Jennings, Williams, Rolls. We don't even crack the top 30, but that's because we ran half the season, or a third of the season with Kevin Smith, and then a third with Javid Best. Touchdowns. Frank Gore's the number 1, tied with McFadden and Foster, and some other guys. Yeah, we don't even get a mention. How about scoring? Forte for Chicago. Well, all those touchdowns, especially the 37 or whatever he got against us on week 17. And then some other guys. And then eventually a kicker down at 23rd place for San Diego. Punting. Punting is where we lead. 53.9 yards average for Donahue for the punting. For the Lions. That's about it. Sacks. I think we're up there in the second page. Yes, Tulloch and Sue both had 9 sacks, which is pretty impressive, considering they're both on the same team. So that was pretty good. Urlacher got 9 sacks in his retirement year, I suppose. NFL interception leaders. I don't see us on here. Nope, nothing. NFL punt return leaders. Very exciting. Hey, look, there's Titus Young. Greatest wide receiver in the history of the universe is number 10. And NFL kickoff returns. 21.2 yards average for Thomas from Jacksonville. Very good. Very good. Setting up the very good field position for your team there, Mr. Jacksonville. And steadily going down the line. I don't see any of our guys. There we are. Michael LaShore. 17.0. Number 29. Or 29th place. Alright, let's look at our individual team statistics. Matthew Stafford threw for almost 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, which is a good ratio, I think. 68% completion pass. He looks pretty good. Sean Hill didn't touch the ball at all. Kevin Smith had a couple of runs for a bit and then 6.3 yard average. Titus Young, greatest wide receiver in the history of the universe. He was pretty good at receptions. Average 31.7, 7 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Kay Williams, whatever. Michael LaShore, whatever. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, had more attempts rushing than receiving somehow because of the wide receiver reverse. But he had a lot more receiving yards and more touchdowns. 7. 5 rushing touchdowns. Nate Burleson, bad, but he still got lots of touchdowns. 4 touchdowns, 597 yards. Javid Best, as a wide receiver, gets quite a good amount of yards. Ryan Broyles, he's also a wide receiver. Brandon Pettigrew, the tight end, getting some receptions. Let's look at Jason Hansen, 47 for 48 extra point attempts. Field goal attempts, 6 of 9. Ryan Donahue, average 59 or 53.9. Kyle Vanden Bosch had 4 sacks. DeAndre Levy had 1 sack. And Ndamukong Suh had 9 sacks. Stephen Tulloch had 9 sacks. Justin Durant had 4 sacks. Cliff Averill had 2 sacks. Dwight Bentley had 3 interceptions. Chris Houston had 2 interceptions. Louis Delmas had 3 interceptions and 1 sack. And finally, Amari Spivey had 2 interceptions and no sacks. So that'll wrap up the regular season, and we will be charging into the playoffs when I return. Here's a look at the playoff bracket again. Patriots have the bye week. Steelers have the bye week. Colts and Texans. Broncos and Bills. Lions have a bye week. We'll face the winner of the 49ers and the Cowboys. And the Panthers have a bye week, and they'll face the winner of the Eagles and the Seahawks. And the winner will advance to the Super Bowl and play in the Super Bowl.